Hello everyone, this is Lolly. I am back to work on our December daily. Just a thought to remind you that this kit, the paper kit from Graphic 45, you know Graphic 45 papers always deliver. Graphic 45 is the maker of the kit, so it's the paper pad and the ephemera. The kit is still available in my shop, so get it while you can. So let's work. We have up to day 3. Let's put that up there and get my project cart tray out. And I was thinking this time around that I want to do something. I don't know if it's even going to work, but you know, we're just kind of playing and figuring this out as we go along. So these are just extra 4x6s. Last time I showed you that I had printed this Deck the Halls song, which is the name of the paper collection, Deck the Halls. And I have these brads that are left over from an old Carta Bella collection that they had called Christmas Wonderland. But I was going to use just plain, black brads. So I decided this is going to be for another one. I'm going to cut this down to 4x6. And I will do that off camera. Okay, we save all our scraps here. And scrap. So this is going to be the front. And what I'm thinking is, where'd it go? I am going to use something like this and cut that out. And then I am going to use that and use a brad and have it swing up and down on my paper. So what I'm thinking is that it's going to come off like this and have a brad. But I don't like the way that's going to swing. So I think I'm going to have to do it this way. Put the brad here and it'll swing down like that. Yes, let's do that. So I need to put my thumb notch in here. And I need to get a backing paper. I love the candy cane. I have a hard time covering that up. So I think we'll do it this way so you can see that blue right there. But before I glue this on, I've got to do my brad. So let's put ourselves a little hole in here. These are really rounded, so I want to use one of the flatter ones. And this one's kind of cute. It's a sled. I think the small hole might be fine. So let's figure out where we want this. Oh, you know what? I just had a thought. I want to do my holes. I want to do my holes because that's going to make a difference. And it just occurred to me, I forgot that I have been making this recessed. I keep forgetting that. So let's cut off part of this and let's redo our hole, our thumb notch here. Let's get it just a little bit bigger. There we go. Alrighty, so now we have the holes here. Now I know where this is going to be centered, and I want to center it down, not up where I had it, because it would have been in the way of the rings. So let's do this. Just punch a hole there. I'm using the smaller punch. And I'm going to put this in, and then move my little phalanges down. Now, you know what we have here is that this could interfere with any papers we put in the pocket. So I do want to cover this up with some sort of paper just to kind of protect it. So let me get one of my scraps out here. It could be any kind of scrap. I'm just using a 1-inch punch here, and I am going to cover that up. We need our Barely Art glue. Put our pin right there on the magnet. And again, the purpose of this paper is just to cover those little fingers on that brad. Just going to hold that on there for a sec. And I need to be thinking, too, about what is going to be under here. I know it says Deck the Halls, but I think I want another piece of ephemera, or you could just save it and put a little photo under there. That would be really cute. And another thing, I keep forgetting to do this, is to get these numbers on there. I need to make sure this is completely sealed. So let's go ahead and work on what number. We need 4 and 5 of our numbers. I've got 2 red ones here. I think I'll do them both red. And this is part of the downloads. So if you don't have the downloads, they're listed underneath this video in the supplies list. Finally dry. Now we can get this mounted on there, and we're just going to go around. Now I do have my acrylic block. Clearly it's not going to work over the brad. So let me look at my ephemera. And like I said, you can just put a photo under there or some kind of memory that you have. So if I pull this down and see, I want it to cover up. That's very busy and that's very busy. This is more sedate. I think I might do that and do this because it might offset that a little bit, and that way you could see it, whereas if it's just on there without the white background, you might not see it. And all we have to do is trim that and put that right there. Double check the location. That's pretty good. Now keep in mind that this will be floppy. I could have really made sure it was very tight when I put it on, then it wouldn't really roll really well. So that will go that way. And now we need to add number 4. I think I'll put that right about here. We're just going to glue the top part. It's okay. This is actually going to cover up part of that. Okay, now this is how it goes. We have to always be mindful that we're flipping it up this way, and this is going to go there. So now we have this part here that we can add to. And look how cute that is. Oh my gosh. I really like that. But you know, this needs something across here. And I think this could be a tuck spot or a belly band. Okay, so we have these scraps like this that we can use, or other long scraps. And we have these, and I like that this is going to bring in part of the red. And this is just cut off from the bottom of this sheet here. So I think we could just do this as a belly band right across there. I'm going to eyeball this. I know it's scandalous, but I'm just going to glue the 2 ends like this. But I'm going to give them a good bit of glue here. And now when we glue this on, we have, or whatever we want, we have to make sure that we're only gluing it across the belly band and not onto the cardstock. Like that. Put that down. And you can see how that works right there, making sure it's all goes through. And now we can glue this all the way. So there you have it. Really quickly, we have days 4 and 5, and we have this cute little interactive part right there. So we've got the cover, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are on a roll. Let's do one more set of these. Let's grab this. So I had cut this down from the hymn that I had downloaded, and this was on Etsy. It was the only place I found this. So let's cut this into a 4x6. Put those together and punch those holes. Then I can trim that top part. You know how I like to trim this back just a pinch. So it's about an 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch, probably 1/4. And give it that nice thumb notch. I'm just eyeballing those thumb notches. And so now we have this, which is going to be really cute because although it's not part of the actual paper collection, it really works well with it. And I do have more of a border here, so I think that would be a great place to add a strip something like this. So we have, it's 4 inches tall, perfect, but we need to cut that down. I'm just looking right about 3/4 about 3/4 of an inch. Yep, that works. Oh, I like the candy cane. How many times can I say that? And this one isn't going to be as embellished because I do want to save a lot of this. I want to see if there's a poinsettia in here somewhere, and I think there's got to be, right? And if not, there's at least a candy cane. If I think it's too big, I can always cut off like some of the stem there like that. Now we need 6 and 7 for the days. Oh, yay. Look what I found. I found a green 6. I was going to sneak in there and use a 9 upside down, but I did find a 6. So these are all leftovers from dates that I had from other projects, but you can always use whatever colors you want. Okay, and don't forget to get your kit. I still have several of them in my shop. Okay, let's put that on there. I'll still put this on there, but the back, it's a light green pattern, so I need to be thinking of something to go on that. And let's look about really layering. This is left over from when we cut out a hole for our shaker, but you can use any kind of little bits and bobs you've got. Let's do that. Let's collect our bits and bobs. Let's do that. Okay, let's add this cutie on there. I think I am going to hang that stem off the bottom. And we need to add 6. All right, so let's get all these and see what we have. Little bits here and there. And I really do like this. Let's use this one. It's got some green in it. And you can round corners or whatever you want to do with that. So I'm just making a little, and this will be a good journaling spot right there. And I think what I'm going to do is leave that hole right there, maybe even repunch it. Just make a little collage. Oh, this back is so cute too. Oh my gosh. It is very difficult picking out papers, and when you see the back of something, it's so cute, but you just have to go for it and do it, even if it hurts your heart. And I have a little snowflake and a candy cane, and we're going to call that done. We have 7 days completed. Thank you for following along and for grabbing that kit. It helps my channel a little bit if you buy that from me. Obviously, you can use whatever paper you want, but I do appreciate it. Okay, here we go. We have all of this is what we have so far in our collection. I love that these are all different colors, blue, white, red, and green. It's just working out well. Very cute. Each one is a pocket, sometimes double pockets. We've got belly bands. We've got a shaker. We've got a brad. We're doing all sorts of interactive items. Thank you for coming along, and look underneath for your downloads. Enjoy this project and have fun and make it your own.